There are things you've assumed about the world that aren't yours. They're from the country where you grew up. The relationship with authority. The trust or distrust in institutions. What is community and what is private space? What is normal to ask from the state and what each person handles alone? What is progress and what is tradition? What is possible for people like you? These assumptions were installed before you were aware they were assumptions. They were simply the world, the only one you knew. Or when you meet someone from another place who assumes radically different things with the same certainty you assume yours. The heritage of a country isn't in monuments or anthems. It's in how you relate to those who have power over you, in the distance you keep from strangers, in what you say when someone asks how you are. Something you assumed as obvious was questioned by someone from another country or culture. What was it? And what did it reveal about what you had inherited? Geert Hofstede, a researcher in organizational culture, spent decades mapping cultural differences between countries in specific dimensions. His work, although it must be used with nuance, offers a useful vocabulary to name what countries install differently in people. Power distance, how much a culture normalizes hierarchy and inequality. In cultures with high power distance, questioning authority is culturally risky. In cultures with low power distance, it's expected. What your country installed here governs how you relate to bosses, doctors, teachers, the state. Individualism versus collectivism. Whether the basic unit of loyalty is the individual or the group. In collectivist cultures, shame is more powerful than guilt, because what matters is what the group thinks. In individualist cultures, guilt is more powerful, because what matters is what each person thinks of themselves. This governs how you make decisions, how you ask for help, how you define success. Uncertainty avoidance. How much a culture tolerates ambiguity and not knowing. Cultures with high uncertainty avoidance value rules, predictability, certainty. Cultures with low avoidance are more tolerant of improvisation and risk. This governs how you feel without a plan, how you reacted to the pandemic, how you decide when you don't have complete information. Time orientation, whether a culture values the past and tradition more, the immediate present, or the future and long-term planning. This governs how much you care about family reputation, savings, the legacy to leave. You are not culturally neutral. No one is. The question is not whether the country shaped you. It's what it installed and if it still serves. This is inevitably personal, and it's where you need to come in with your voice. Because what a country installs depends on that country's specific history. Its wars, its dictatorships or democracies, its relationship with colonization or being colonized, its periods of prosperity and crisis. Episode: what did the country where you grew up install in you? Choose 2 or 3 specific dimensions: relationship with authority, with community, with possibility, with money, with the body, with the future, and talk about what you recognize as a product of that place and not as a universal truth. Note for those who grew up in multiple countries or cultures, your heritage is one of collision, and that is both complexity and resource. You have access to more than one map of the world. The work is to understand when to use which. One of the most powerful and least examined national heritages is the relationship with the state and institutional authority. This relationship was formed by the country's political history, whether there was or is democracy or authoritarianism, whether institutions work or fail, whether authority was historically protective or oppressive. People who grew up in countries with a recent history of dictatorship often have a specific relationship with authority, one that combines learned obedience with deep distrust. These two things coexist in ways that may seem contradictory, but are the exact heritage of living in a system that demanded obedience and didn't deserve trust. The relationship with authority you inherited governs how you behave in professional hierarchies, how you react to rules you disagree with, how you feel when you can or cannot question those who have power over you. 1. Identify the assumptions that are national, not universal. The best way is comparison. What do people from other countries assume differently with the same certainty? 2. Distinguish what protects from what limits. Some national heritages provided real resources, values of community, resilience, creativity under scarcity. Others installed limitations that never served. Both deserve recognition. 3. Do not use national heritage as an excuse or a prison. I am this way because of where I'm from can be an observation or an escape. The difference lies in whether you're using the knowledge to grow or to justify not growing. That was given to you. Learning to see other maps doesn't erase yours. It adds perspective. Being from where you are is not neutral. It installed in you ways of seeing, trusting, fearing, valuing that are deeply specific, and that coexist with other ways in people who are the same size as you but came from elsewhere. You are neither better nor worse for being from where you are, but you are specific, and that specificity, seen clearly, is part of the map you need to make choices that are genuinely yours. That is invisible heritage. What being from where you are installed, before any choice about who to be. Next time, we go one level deeper, not the country but the culture. What the dominant culture you grew up in taught you about who deserves what, and how that operates in you even if you were never explicitly taught. Invisible Heritage T3.